The first leg of the Champions League round of 16 is finally wrapped up, and there were some crazy results. So now it's only right that I make my second leg round of 16 predictions, and trust me, there's gonna be a lot of upsets in this video because I am bold. Now let's start off these predictions with Chelsea versus Borussia Dortmund. The first leg of this game ended in a 1-0 win for BVB, and it was all thanks to an amazing Dortmund counterattack where Karim Adeyemi had an incredible solo run and finished it off with the goal. Anyways, everything is looking good for Borussia Dortmund right now. After beating Chelsea, they went on to destroy Hertha Berlin 4-1, and then a week later they beat Hoffenheim 1-0. Borussia Dortmund are on a serious win streak. Now with Chelsea, it's pretty much the exact opposite. Chelsea ended up losing to bottom of the Premier League Southampton 1-0 right after the loss to Dortmund, and now recently they just got clapped by Tottenham 2-0. They'll also play a pretty weak Leeds team before the second leg, but considering that Chelsea haven't won a game since January 15th, I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up losing that game as well. Now what's my final prediction for this game? Well, I still got Borussia Dortmund going through, just like I said in my first leg prediction video, and even though Borussia Dortmund will be away, I got them drawing this game 1-1, which means they'll go through on aggregate 2-1 into the quarterfinals. Sorry Chelsea fans, but y'all are trash right now, respectfully. Moving on to the next match, we got Benfica versus Club Brugge. Now in the first leg, Benfica beat Club Brugge 2-0 pretty comfortably. The first leg was pretty much not a challenge for them, and in fact, Benfica are still on very hot form. They're still first place in the Portuguese league and most recently beat Boa Vista 3-1 and Vizela 2-0. So yeah, Benfica are chilling right now. Now for Club Brugge, not so much. They ended up drawing to Circle Brugge 2-2 right after the first leg game, and then they did beat Ghent 2-0 after, but they're still 4th place in the league, which is terrible for Club Brugge's standards. And like I said previously, I don't rate Scott Parker that much as a manager and don't think he'll come up with some master plan to stop Benfica. That's why in an easy prediction, I got Benfica winning the second leg 3-1, which means Benfica will win this tie 5-1 and will go to the quarterfinals. A simple prediction, to be honest. Now we're moving on to a huge game, Bayern Munich versus PSG. This is what I'm excited for. But real quick before I get into that prediction, remember to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more prediction videos just like this. Anyways, back to topic. In the first leg, Bayern Munich barely won 1-0 thanks to a good goal by ex-PSG player Kingsley Coman. I find it kind of funny how in the Champions League final a few years back, Kingsley Coman celebrated scoring versus PSG, but when they faced PSG now, he didn't celebrate at all. Anyways, going back to topic, the reason why I said Bayern Munich barely won the game is actually because Mbappe found the equalizer after coming off the bench from injury. However, Mbappe was barely offside, so it didn't count. However, in the second leg, Mbappe will be fully fit for the match, with Messi also being in superb form as well. Only problem is Neymar is injured and will probably miss the second leg, but Mbappe and Messi are cooking that they might not even need Neymar. After all, Mbappe and Messi single-handedly destroyed second place Marseille 3-0 without Neymar, so PSG are looking good without him. Now for Bayern Munich, they're in okay form. They did end up losing to Mönchengladbach 3-2 in the game after the first leg, but made it up against Union Berlin after they slapped them up 3-0. They're also back in first place in the Bundesliga, being tied on points with Borussia Dortmund at the top of the table, and they also got Sadio Mane back from injury, so I'm sure he'll play a part in the second leg. Now for my prediction, who do I think is actually going to win? Well, I'm still backing PSG. I think in the second leg, PSG will win the game 3-1 with Mbappe backing a brace and Messi getting 1 goal as well. I think PSG look really scary, and I think this year could finally be their year in winning the Champions League. So that's why I'm backing them against Bayern. Moving on, we got Tottenham versus AC Milan in the next game. In the first leg, AC Milan surprisingly beat Tottenham 1-0 thanks to a great goal by Brahim Diaz. This was not what I was expecting from AC Milan heading into the first leg because Milan were in terrible form. However, now they seem to be in great form after beating Tottenham and also ended up beating the likes of Monza 1-0 and most recently Atalanta 2-0. So it seems like AC Milan are back to winning ways. Now Tottenham are also back to winning ways as well because they beat West Ham 2-0 in the game after AC Milan and also most recently beat Chelsea 2-0 as well. And of course, Harry Kane's one of the best strikers on the planet right now because he always finds a way to keep scoring goals for the club. Anyways, who do I think is going to win this tie? Well, in the second leg, I got Tottenham winning against AC Milan 2-1 in the 90 minutes, which does mean that the game will go to extra time. And that's when Zlatan Ibrahimovic will come off the bench after being sidelined with a huge injury, and he will score a goal to tie up the game 2-2. And this eventually means that AC Milan will win this round of 16 tie 3-2 on aggregate, and they'll be the ones going to the quarterfinals. This is a pretty big upset in my books, but hey, I did say I'm a bold man. As you can clearly see, I meant that. Moving on to the following game, we got FC Porto taking on Inter Milan. The first leg ended up as a 1-0 win for Inter thanks to a clutch goal by Romelu Lukaku, who was on the bench for apparently being overweight. But hey, even if he was overweight, he still got that goal scoring touch, baby. It's also important to note that Porto went down to 10 men because Otavio got sent off. So that's probably why it was easier for Inter to score late in that game. Speaking of Inter though, they're not in the best form right now because they're way behind Napoli in the Serie A table, and most recently they lost to Bologna at 1-0. Inter losing that game was not supposed to happen. Thing is though, Porto aren't even in the best form either. After losing to Inter 1-0, they somehow ended up losing to Gil Vicente 2-1. Now with all due respect, I've never heard of Gil Vicente in my life, so how the hell did Porto lose to them? Anyways, in this round of 16 tie, it's pretty much two poor teams facing each other. So here's my prediction. Taremi will score score late to tie up the game on aggregate and it'll go to extra time. There will be no goals in extra time and the game will head to penalties. Since Porto will have the home advantage, I'll say Porto will win on penalties and go to the round of 16. A lot of people think Inter Milan are going through, but I'm backing Porto because I like upsets. To the next game we go, and it's Manchester City versus RB Leipzig. The first leg ended up as a 1-1 draw. Most people thought City would win this, but hey, I told you, man, Leipzig got that dog in them. I knew they were going to get a result. Admittedly, Riyad Mahrez scored a great goal and City were probably the better team in that first leg, but Liverpool interested defender Gvardiol got up and scored an amazing header. City fans say it was a foul from Gvardiol, but I don't personally see it. That was a completely legitimate goal in my opinion. Now the second leg will be interesting because Manchester City are pretty much entirely focusing on the Champions League. They desperately want to win this trophy. However, City always find a way to choke it, and I'm kind of banking on that to happen this time. That's why I think Leipzig will somehow beat Manchester City 2-1 in the second leg, meaning that they're going to go through to the quarterfinals on an aggregate score of 3-2. You might be thinking, why do I think this? My reason is City have a history of bottling in the Champions League, and you can't argue with the facts. Swiftly moving on to the next game, we got Napoli versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Yeah, to be honest, this is going to be an easy prediction. In the first leg, Napoli comfortably won 2-0 away from home, and Frankfurt's star player Kolumani got sent off, so he wouldn't even be there in the second leg for Frankfurt. Plus, Napoli have been in red-hot form this entire season, with them running away with the Serie A title and also them being one of the favorites to win the Champions League this season. Plus, a lot of their players are in form, especially players like Osimhen, who's enjoying an incredible goal-scoring season, and of course the Georgian Maradona, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, who's enjoying his first season in a top 5 league. If you want to learn more about Kvicha, by the way, you can check out this video essay that I made about him recently. I highly recommend it because it's a great video. Anyways, going back to topic, I don't even think we need to look at recent form for Napoli because I got them winning the second leg easily 2-0 at home, making them go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League with a 4-0 aggregate score. I will be extremely shocked if Frankfurt find a way to turn this around. Last but not least, we have Real Madrid facing Liverpool. Oh boy, what do I even say about this game? I literally skipped class just to watch this match. And not gonna lie, in hindsight, I kinda regret it. At first I didn't though, because Liverpool were winning this match since Darwin Núñez scored an incredible goal right off the bat, and I thought this was about to be a classic Liverpool Champions League performance, especially with Mo Salah pouncing on the Courtois mistake to give Liverpool a 2-0 lead. We were in dreamland. I was already imagining my club lifting the Champions League trophy in Istanbul at the end of the season. But I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up, bro, especially against Real Madrid, the kings of the Champions League. That's because Vinicius ended up scoring a world-class goal to bring Real Madrid back into the game, and then he pounced on an Alisson mistake to tie up the game 2-2. Then in the second half, Liverpool just got cooked by Real Madrid, especially by Karim Benzema, who showed his world-class ability again, and then we lost the game 5-2. Pain, man. I haven't seen Liverpool look so bad in a Champions League game in my life. When have you ever seen Liverpool give up a 2-0 lead on a Champions League night, bro? Never, bro. You never seen that. Now, a lot of people watching know that I'm a biased Liverpool fan. Yes, it's true. I admit it, but I'm not that biased. We're not making a comeback, bro. I don't see that same relentless mentality in this Liverpool side that I've seen in other Liverpool sides throughout the previous years. I don't think we'll get destroyed, but I still think Real Madrid will beat us at the Bernabeu 2-1, meaning that Real Madrid will go to the Champions League quarterfinals 6-3 on aggregate. Anyways, if you enjoyed this prediction video, remember to subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop another video. Anyways, I also highly recommend that you guys check out my other video right here. It's somewhere on the screen. Thank you.